Jestera54 posted Estala, an external consultant to the Exterminators Guild, disliked but mostly competent at their job, or at least as competent as a Federation member can be. Fits the criteria of being rabidly anti-human, not a native part of the community, and would have access to the fire required in disposing of the heart in each of the killings. Has seemingly gone AWOL around the time of the second and third murders, which match up with when they get sloppy. Would have the knowledge and ability to commit the first murder through bypassing cameras, although the timing doesn't quite match up. 7/10 acceptable egg 5560 replied, honestly gotta disagree with the idea that this is likely to be done by an external party. Removing and burning the heart seems personal. My money is on one of the ex-employees of the Dawn Creek facility when it got shut down for being too horrific even for Federation standards. I'll let your imagination fill in those details. Almost as if they're trying to say, this is what happens when you don't let us do messed up things to people with predator disease. I could feel a fury enter my heart at the accusation. How dare they, to suggest I would do such a thing? While I may not be native to Venlil Prime, I still care about the Venlil. Still, maybe I shouldn't take it so personally. Clearly not all of these theories were serious. One human repeatedly suggested that Governor Tarva was a prime suspect, even through multiple people explaining the impossibility of such a theory. How did they know my anti-human views? I hadn't actually told anyone, at least before the revelations. Unless... if they had access to my Exterminator account, that's where I'd stored my plans for when the humans inevitably would turn on the Venlil, back before I knew the Krakotl's true nature. Back before all of that had become meaningless. If they had access to that, I could feel the rage turn to an icy cold horror. Did Joseph also know? If he didn't, would he still want anything to do with me? Would he understand? I didn't mean him. I obviously didn't mean him. I meant the humans that would attack the Venlil. When they would attack, if. When. If. I honestly don't know anymore. I pushed that potential storm to the back of my mind. I couldn't do anything about it, and I had another job to do. I continued reading, trying to find information not associated with the main topic being discussed. 2 cases caught my eye due to the sheer amount of discussion around them. Case subject X66, Malachite Pyraloxia, posted, I'm right in saying that this isn't a murder or a predator attack, right? This Venlil just fell over and brained himself on the stairs. Cartoon Dinosaur replied, no, the Kentucky Fried Moron Squad got this entirely right. Clearly an evil predator made the stairs slippery in order to take out this prey. Inkanyamba replied, don't you see a human went back in time, iced up those stairs so they could devour them whole 3 years later. By mutilating the body in fire, they stopped humanity's dastardly plan. The Purple Zoroark replied, it was the perfect crime. That's why the bargain bucket fascists get paid the big bucks. Case subject AY994 Cool Dude 101013 posted, verdict, accidental death. The guy just fell off a balcony. Imagination C3679 replied, or maybe a predator teleported their prey 50 feet into the air. Gotta watch out for those sneaky, sneaky predators. I frowned. I didn't remember either of those cases, making them at least 2 years old. Even on initial glance, I had no idea who or why these clearly accidental deaths had been filed as predator attacks. I quickly cross-referenced those to the actual Exterminator files and felt my blood pressure spike when I saw who had been the one behind the mistakes. Of course, it was Spehing Trevin. For some reason in her wisdom, when Intalala had made that Venlil, she had replaced his blood with incompetence. I'd only had the misfortune to work with the Exterminator for around 90 paws, 3 months, 90 stressful paws. With the introduction of the humans, every suspended and part-time Exterminator had been placed back into full-time duty, an action I had strongly advised against. I'd rather have 10 competent people than 100 incompetent ones. The Venlil Exterminators Guild was not known for high-quality applicants at the best of times, so the ones bad enough to get suspended were really scraping the bottom of the nest. And Trevin was the spaying worst. In the mere 90 paws, he alone had caused 7 unnecessary stampedes through claiming predator attacks and had filed 49 separate potential predator incidences. Your average exterminator would do maybe 10 at most. Each of those required a fully armed, three-man squad in response as procedure demanded. I have no idea why someone that skittish became an exterminator. Thinking about it, in my desk back at the office, a half-finished report was still waiting to be tallied where I'd started putting together the case that the Venlil was more harmful in the Exterminators Guild than outside of it simply due to man-hour requirements his constant fear provided. Still, I guess the idiot had technically saved my life. The entire reason I was here on Venlil Prime was because of him and the Markland-Jauntis syndrome case. A medical condition had been falsely attributed to predator disease through serious amounts of incompetence and not following procedure. The Exterminators Guild had lost big time in court, so I had been brought in as a model example of the Nishtal Exterminators Guild in order to help fix these issues. Without that, I would have been in Kalsim's fleet, which would have more than likely seen me dead or captured in the hands of vengeful predators. Maybe I should get Trevin a gift, and you would have been the one to make Joseph cry. I took another bite of mango, feeling rather good about myself. So far, I'd only seen one case of missed predator disease, this heartbreak killer, and confirmation that Trevin is still an idiot. If this was the best humanity could find so far, then it looked rather good for the Federation. Still, I had a bag of mangoes, plenty of water, and enough time to go through the rest, because this was my job, and I was good at it. I made it worse. I made it worse. I made it worse. I just wanted to help people. I just wanted to stop people feeling the pain that I felt. I just wanted to help. That's all I wanted. That's why I did my job. Yet, I had made it worse. Case subject, G97X, a tank. With internet posted, verdict, murder. Potential suspect, business partner. Moderator, removed identifying information. If you go check the unredacted images, the single wound to the back is most likely done using a serrated blade, probably a Strayu knife. Based on CCTV evidence, the business partner can both be seen buying such a weapon and was caught in the area at the time. Moderator, removed CCTV video link, please stop linking identifying information. They also had motive, as the death of G97X allowed the partner to take full control of the business. Temporary Coyote 8553 moderator replied, Reminder, we require people to only post redacted information here. Half for the victim's sanctity and half to stop a witch hunt. Oniris 1 replied, Good work. Is there anything we can do for this considering we've got presumably video evidence? Clown Torres replied, Unfortunately, thanks to the finger-licking fucks proving it will be difficult. If we had the body or even a proper autopsy, we could maybe prove this past circumstantial evidence. Furex replied, Remove all evidence of a crime. Give my moronic self a pat on the back for stopping the evil predators from checks notes bringing a murderer to justice. Leaves. I had been that moronic exterminator. I remembered burning away the body. That's what you did. That was what procedure called for to remove the predatorial taint. Then right after that, I went to his grieving mother and told her I'd do everything I could to find the predator that did this, which had been a lie. If I wasn't lying, I would have caught the obvious signs. I wouldn't have destroyed the evidence required. Stupid case subject, G97X West Armadillo 286 posted, verdict, murder. Possible suspect, already apprehended. So this one gets a special mention because the murderer in this case would go on to kill 3 other people. See Piero 3S, FF91 and FF33, and while did eventually get caught in the act, any rational person. So already we're discounting most Federation members would have caught the killer during his first kill. While the injuries are indicative of someone using tooth and claw, the murderer in this case was literally found at the crime scene, covered in blood, and offering a vague excuse of a predator attack. The last Kerbal replied, Wait, what the fuck? You're fucking joking, right? They find a guy covered in the blood of his victim, and the reaction of the bird-shaped black holes is to go, This seems fine. Lunum Cardus replied, Yes, but clearly the blood-soaked maniac is safe because they have side-facing eyes. Yaki Tapioca replied, They're all too busy committing genocide and being space Nazi fucks to actually catch murderers. N-White93 replied, removed by moderator. We're all angry, but please don't call for actual genocide and humanity first shit 3 people. 3 people were dead because I was too dense to realize what humans spotted easily. I could have made a difference. I could have stopped 3 families from feeling my pain. But I didn't. I just wanted to help people. I just wanted to help people. I just wanted to help people. But I didn't. Case after case that I'd touched had these hidden details, as obvious as a tree branch to the beak, yet I had missed all of them. Simple logical ideals that I'd just ignored. Why? Potatoes in Space posted. Of course the black hole of stupid missed the murder weapon. God reading half of these are just infuriating, same dumb mistakes over and over. Away location 4756 replied, well, when you're a fascist fuck, being a moron kinda comes with the territory. Zools replied, I'm just here because seeing incompetence is sexy. More mistakes, more opportunities to make a difference are missed. More and more cases where I failed to protect people. I dug through my cupboard, scattering items and documents over the floor, uncaring about the mess, and only looking for one file in particular. One file that I had read over more times than any other. The one file that I brought with me from Nishtal. The death of my father. Orange TG5 posted, if we stuck fake side-facing eyes on our military fleet, then they probably wouldn't fire back and just assume that there were invisible predators shooting at them behind those nice, peaceful prey. Lux the Avali replied, all cars are banned because forward-facing headlights are predatory. Bain of California replied, no, all cars in the Federation have side-facing headlights. There are a lot of nighttime car crashes, but at least everyone is safe from the evil predators. Bushbacon69 replied, how the hell did the Kentucky Fried morons even get to space? 2 clean wounds, no signs of being eaten. We lived in a safe, heavily industrialized town. He was murdered. This wasn't just a Venlil Prime thing. This was everywhere. Thousands, millions of prey, murdering each other without being caught because we're all too speehing stupid to see it. And if prey were killing prey, if prey by default acted predatory, there are no predators or prey in the galaxy, only people and monsters. I'd known this deep down for a while, ever since humanity had arrived and broken every known rule in the galaxy, but I'd pushed those thoughts away, searching desperately for a predator trick which would make everything make sense. That would make what I did okay. The taste of bile filled my mouth as I threw up, every single scream of every single predator cub I'd burned alive ringing in my ear, every thought of killing humans, of taking them down, every internal cheer I gave in support of the genocidal Calcium's attempt to exterminate innocent people. I had only really been right about one thing, but for the wrong reason. I am a monster. I am a monster. I am a monster. B-b-zzz. The sound of the alarm snapped me out of my thoughts as I lay on the floor, curled up in a ball, confusion entering my sleep-deprived mind as I gathered my wits about me. I hadn't slept in 3 paws, choosing instead to continue researching the horror unfolding in front of me, only pausing to reset the dead man's switch I'd set up so long ago. My apartment was a mess. Documents and feathers I'd ripped out of my chest and legs covered the floor. Bzzzt. The alarm went off again, demanding I do something about it. That alarm was the one I set to tell me it was time to meet the predator. To meet Joseph. Joseph! He'd know what to do. He'd know how to fix this. I didn't know why he would. I didn't deserve it, but I knew he would regardless, because that's just how he was. In a flurry, I turned off the alarm, picked up my father's file, and headed out the door. Joseph would know what to do. Date standardized human time. December 27, 2136. Hey, Estala, how are you, holy Jesus? Fuck, did someone attack you? Are you okay? Who did this? Joseph's face went through a range of emotions as he spotted me, starting from excited, turning to anger, shock, and concern at the end. It took a moment for me to realize why I looked worse than our first meeting. Large chunks of missing feathers I hadn't groomed and the twitches from sleep deprivation were obvious. But none of that mattered. I just handed over the file hoping that even though I didn't deserve it, the human would help me. I can't fix this. I can't fix any of it. I just wanted to help people. But everything I've done is wrong. I don't deserve it, but I need your help, and Estala, I'll help you because you're my friend, Joseph softly interrupted me. But you need to calm down and tell me what's wrong. Of course he wanted to help. That's all he ever had wanted to do. How could I have ever thought that the human in front of me was dangerous? Why? I've burned predator cubs alive. I supported Kalsim. I would have hurt humans if I had the chance. I was interrupted once again as Joseph wrapped his arms around me, silencing my rambling. Once upon a time, I would have freaked out or considered this a predatory attack. But now I felt myself calm down, pushing myself deeper into the human's grasp as my lack of sleep started to take effect. Because that's not the Estala that I met. But it is. I made those choices and did those things, and now people are dead and... Shh. It's going to be fine. I felt myself being lifted off the ground and swaddled as the human whispered calming noise and gently stroked my head. It was then I realized just how tired I felt, the lack of sleep and 3 paws of panic and guilt catching up with me in one go. I just wanted to sleep. It was going to be fine. But no buts. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's going to be okay. In that moment, as I lay in the grasp of a predator feeling sleep take over my mind, I believed him. Everything was going to be okay. I was safe here, safe from what I had done.